From ConExpo 17, everybody, I'd like you to meet Preston Ingalls, who is President and CEO of TBR Strategies. Preston, welcome aboard. Pleasure to meet you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Good to be here.
Well, you bring an interesting concept to this show, and that is mechanical maintenance and upkeep of machines and how to find those technicians and where are they. And just like the industry itself, are having a head-scratching time finding replacements.
Well, there's been a shortfall for a long time because we're not fulfilling the pipeline. School systems have a long time have basically decimated a lot of the programs that created those types of interests. Shop, small engine repair, those things. They no longer have the budgets or even the teachers to be able to do it. And a lot of parents no longer encourage their kids to go pursue a blue-collar job like being a mechanic or electrician or a technician or whatever. So what's happened is, as we've had this shortfall of input, we've also had a large reduction on the outgoing in from baby boomers retiring, which is my generation. So it's been a reoccurring issue. Manpower Incorporated, which is one of the largest placement organizations out there, has constantly listed skilled tradespeople and mechanic technicians in the top 10 most difficult positions to place. And that's been for years. I mean, it may change the position on their rating, but it's been a constant
But it's still
problem.
on the list.
It's still on the list. So it makes sense to look at something creatively. How can I go out there and get my equipment serviced? What do I need to do? Because I can't afford downtime. I can't wait for the mechanic to arrive. I need to look at something different. And so that's why we came up with the concept of what's called the Proxy Tech, and which is basically an operator position that has been elevated in skills and ability to be able to perform a lot of the service work on the equipment.
Well, that's such an important aspect to it. We've talked about, PM, which is preventive maintenance, and to a long degree, or I should say to a major degree, helps keep that equipment running smoother, longer, and at a better rate. And what you bring to the situation with a Proxy Tech is interesting in itself, because what you're saying is you take a person who's already employed and you give them those skills and let them operate in that position to supplement what you're looking for.
Right, so it becomes more formalized. We often have operators, could be a lead operator, a foreman, that perform certain repairs out of necessity. So they'll have some tools, etc. But there are so many repairs that they could do if they were trained and had the proper tools and parts. So what the Proxy Tech does is provides a more structured process. It's a 7-step process that not only elevates it as far as importance, but actually formalizes it. So that you don't have people tinkering with equipment and doing repairs they really shouldn't be doing because they're not qualified.
You've got an overseer, supervisor there that says this has to be done at this X time, and so let's set that up to do that.
Right. So if you think about the amount of wasted time there is on just waiting for the mechanic to arrive, a lot of windshield time, waiting for the mechanic or the technician to arrive. It makes perfect sense. Are these tasks that could be performed by someone on that crew if they had been trained?
That's right.
And so that's where, the first thing you do is identify what are the potential tasks that could be. Then you go through and you set up a structure to be able to support it. You have to set up training, and you've got to be able to set up an oversight process to be able to make sure they get the support and that you monitor the results for it. So I've been doing this. I've been in maintenance for 44 years, started off as a millwright maintenance supervisor. Years ago, we looked at operators tinkering with the equipment in a totally different light. Right. We weren't all that supportive of it. But after working years with trained operators and processes like total productive maintenance and total productive maintenance and total process reliability, it makes perfect sense to engage the operators.
Pleasure to have you.
Yes, sir.
Really appreciate you stopping by. I know you have a busy schedule at the show, but you bring an interesting content to all the folks that have their own equipment out there, and there are thousands, if not millions of them. And that's what this is. ConExpo 17 is nothing but an equipment show, expanded 10 times over. It's just huge. What a huge, great show this is this year. And I want to wish you much success in your message, bringing it forward.
All right, thank you very much for the opportunity to talk
Preston
about it.
Ingalls with TBR Industries at ConExpo 17.